This is Tree from treeoflogic.com and welcome to my channel, Just Tree 401. In the past, I used to give personal advice to women while they were in the dating market. For example, the first piece of advice I would give to you ladies who are looking for a serious relationship that will lead to marriage is to keep your legs closed until he puts a ring on it. Or if you're a strict Christian, wait until marriage. Advice number 2, know how to cook. And if you don't know how to cook, then learn. With so many cooking videos on YouTube, there's really no excuse. And lastly, advice number 3, stay in shape. Now, what if I told you that number 3, the third advice, which was the last one I gave, is not as important as you think? You see, after much research along with observing the fit men at my gym, I realized that a woman's weight isn't as high on the priority list for most men as I once thought. Yes, I know. The narrative on the internet suggests that fit guys only want to be with fit women. But shockingly, I learned that's not always the case.
Every guy loves a girl that's a little thick. You know, it's something to grab on. It's something to, it creates waves and whatnot. It's attractive, The thickness is super attractive. You don't have to be skinny. You know what I mean? I want you to eat. If we go out to eat, you're not ordering that salad. You're going to order a burger. You're going to order those mac and cheese balls. You're going to stuff your face and you're going to eat with confidence in front of me because that's what we like. We like a confident girl that has thick thighs so we can love you, grab you, and show you love. All right?
Pulled some hot.
I'm dating celebrities, billionaires, millionaires.
I'm not even trying to be billionaires.
But just because you like a fat girl doesn't mean you have a fetish.
What I'm saying is
most of my exes had never dated a fat girl before me. See, most guys that hit on me are gym bros that are fit as. That's like number 1. The fittest, you should see the amount of what are they called? The pumper people, the bodybuilders that are in my DMs.
Pumpers.
Insane.
What? Maybe things are hard out.
Shredded. I've been dating NFL players, rappers. I'm not going to name drop some of the celebrities, but their boyfriends are in my DMs.
I think it's
she's seen it. It's literally, you'd be surprised.
So in the last video, I was also asked how her weight has affected me or has not affected me. I forgot to answer that. So figured to make a part 2 and we're going to answer that question. It literally does not affect me whatsoever. Whether she was big, small, in between, because she's been all 3. I've loved her at her biggest, I've loved her at her smallest, and I've loved her now. It doesn't matter to me. And honestly, I love thick mamas. I love the thickness. One thing I like to say is if it jiggles when she walks, I'm gonna let mama talk. But yeah, you guys all know the belly videos that I've made. I love mama's belly. That's literally my safe place. If I have a stress night at work or whatever reason, I'm feeling high anxiety, mama lays back and I put my head right in her belly, and that is my safe place. And it always will be. Whether that belly is big, little, or in between, I will always love mama the way she is. And that is just the way it's gonna be.
Pierce Brosnan and his beautiful wife, Keely Shea Smith, have been married for over 23 years. During their blissful marriage, Keely gave birth to 2 sons. The first, Dylan Brosnan, in 1997, and the second, Paris Brosnan, during the year 2001. Even though Keely has gained weight during their marriage, her voluptuous curves doesn't bother Pierce at all. As a matter of fact, Pierce has publicly stated that his love and admiration for his wife has only grown. He said, "My love for her goes far beyond the superficial, and I cherish her for who she is, not her looks." Regardless of the public scrutiny Keely Shea Smith receives regarding her weight gain, Pierce doesn't seem to mind, and by the looks of it, appears to love her and her curves unconditionally. In his video, Why Men Prefer Heavier Women, scientist Mac Murphy explores the psychological and evolutionary reasons why some men are attracted to heavier women. He suggests that men may associate a fuller figure with fertility, health, and stability. Murphy also discusses how personal preferences and social influences, in addition to the economy, plays a significant role in shaping individual attraction.
So men's preferences vary dramatically, and the variation seems to be partially explained by media and westernization, but it's also explicable by socioeconomic status, access to resources. There are some very funny studies which, have replicated and have been done in different ways that show that men who are acutely hungrier prefer larger women. I'm serious. And there are also more cultural studies that show that men in different groups by socioeconomic status tend to vary in such a way that wealthier men and men in wealthier environments prefer women of lighter body weights, whereas men in poorer or relatively poorer men tend to prefer women of heavier body weights.
Interesting.
And so from an evolutionary perspective, you might wonder, why would this be the case? And there's also some other fun evidence for it. I mean, we could talk all day about this. There's some evidence that during times of economic scarcity, Playboy centerfold models get heavier in the States. And during times of economic abundance, they get lighter. And then there's also some, if you've seen the Venus figurines, those Paleolithic carvings of very heavy women, right? Very heavy relative to, current standards.
Right.
This would be a realistic depiction of obesity.
Right.
Those women, carvings of those women, which some people think are, icons of beauty for that time, those become more common during, I believe it was periods of glacial stress. That environment was harsher. And so the men had a stronger preference for larger women. And the thought is that in a time of abundance, fat might signal negative things, right? Either from a status perspective or even just from a health perspective, right? But during times of scarcity, well, then fat is a signal of stored calories, right? So it's like if you're hungry acutely or you're socioeconomically stressed, it's like, I'm in resource deprivation. Who has resources? This lady, who's larger.
Wow. The correlation of like wealth and weight.
Well, this is, now you're getting into the kind of deep theoretical underpinning, which is the insurance hypothesis, which essentially posits that in an environment where food is scarce, fat is a signal of abundance and capability. And in an environment where food is abundant, fat does not signal those things. And so it becomes less desired. And this is actually something that we should just note. Women tend to overshoot men's preferences in terms of dieting and weight loss. So women tend to want to have less fat and want to have lower body weights than men prefer.
I'll provide a link to Mac Murphy's video below in the description box. But based on the insights from his video, here's a summary of the reasons why some men might prefer heavier women over skinny women. Number 1, evolutionary biology. Historically, a fuller figure woman has been associated with health, fertility, and the ability to bear children. In times when food scarcity is high, a heavier physique indicated better nourishment and survival. Number 2, cultural influences. Different cultures have different standards of beauty. In many societies, a curvier body is celebrated and considered more attractive. Media and societal norms play a significant role in shaping these preferences. Number 3, psychological factors. Some men might associate heavier women with certain personality traits such as warmth, nurturing behavior, or confidence. These associations can influence attraction. Number 4, economic indicators. In certain contexts, a heavier body can be seen as a sign of wealth or higher social status, implying that the individual has access to ample resources. And number 5, personal preferences. Ultimately, attraction is subjective. Personal experiences, upbringing, and individual preferences play a crucial role in determining one's partner. It's important to remember that what people think is beautiful can be different and change over time. What one person likes might be very different from what someone else likes. In conclusion, love and attraction isn't a one-size-fits-all. Fit men who choose to marry or date fat women are breaking away from societal norms and proving that what truly matters is connection, chemistry, and the qualities that make a relationship fulfilling. It's a reminder that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, and the most important thing is to be with someone who makes you truly happy. After all, there's a lid for every pot, and at the end of the day, love knows no boundaries, and that's something we all should celebrate. This is Tree from Just Tree 411. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like and let me know what you think by leaving a comment below this video. Also, ladies, if you're new to my channel and you like what you see so far, please subscribe. We would love to have you part of our sisterhood. Later, taters.